Alright YouTube, hello and welcome to Mr. 849. This video here I'm going to show you how I ballast my track. You can just see in the corner of the screen here there's a bit I've been doing already today. Basically all you need, I'm using, it's not very clear, you can't see it at all, it's fine granite chip I'm using as my ballast. Some of it there. Few different colours in there, a bit lighter and darker, most of them though. I've also got some PVA and water, about a 50-50 mix. I've got a little bit of a sponge, some a stiff and of a paintbrush, and also a bit of tissue. Now, as what I do is I just get the gravel or ballast and I just sprinkle it all over. One thing I'd say though is do not go over the points with this. So go no further than here. That's just the other side of the fish plates for the points. Reason being, if you get any stone chips in the mechanism, then the points will stop working properly. And it's quite annoying having to pick all the little stones out to make it work properly. So it's one thing I want to avoid. But basically, is all I do is brush the ballast all the way along the track, so you start to see. There we go. So you should be able to see the whole of the track, i.e. you should be able to see the metal rails and the plastic between the rails here. That way it means that your trains, the wheels won't get caught on any stray pieces of ballast. Right, that's about it there then. And the next thing I do is I actually get some of my wagons, just two of them, and I push them over the track, making sure it's not stuck. As I've just found out here, at this section here where the power goes into the track, it's actually stones on either side which are trapping the wheels, so I have to brush that out. Might need to get the stiff brush for this. Right, there we go. If I brush it out and then gently brush the excess over the edge of the rail. Let's try it again. I do this a few times, eventually I'll get the track clear. There's just a few more pieces in there that are stuck. The reason I check with the wagon is obviously if you can feel, if I put pressure down, if I can feel any sort of bumps or something in the track, I can see if it's something, maybe the track's not level or bent or something, but also it will allow me to see where the stone is a bit too thick, either on the inside or the outside of the rail. Okay YouTube, I'll just pause the video there for a bit just to finish the rest of the ballasting. One thing I would say is when you ballast you've got to make sure that you leave enough space for your building. So just here, I've had to remove some ballast all around here and on this side all the way down. That will allow the building to sit on top there without having to sit on any of the ballast. So let me just move that out of the way. But yeah, so it's what I've done is I've gone over the whole of the track all the way up to here. That's been ballast fully, except from, as I said earlier, the points. I do those separately by almost putting in individual pieces. That way I can be 100% that I'll keep these bits clear and they'll allow them to move. I'm just going to turn off my TV a minute. Yeah, sorry about that. The other thing I do is I use a craft knife and I go through all the joints like here and here, and if there's any stones in the way, I'll just move them out, get rid of them with this knife to leave it all nice and clear. I've already done this, but then I check the track again all the way along. Yeah, it's fine. Move that out of the way. Right, so what I do with my ballasting is So I get my glue mixture and my sponge, and basically is all I'm doing now is, because this is water and glue mixed, I just squeeze the sponge into the water, into the glue and water mix, and as all I do is I just drip it, squeeze it and put it all over the track. So I'll just do this little bit for you and show you what I do. Some people, if you look at YouTube, you'll see some people doing this. They use it's a pipette to do this. Yeah, I find it easier, but I haven't got my pipette anymore. I managed to lose it, which was a bit stupid. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, I just squeeze this on top there, and then I dab a bit to remove it, and then reuse it. And slowly I just work all the way down the track, picking up and removing any pieces of glue excess. Yeah, so what you don't want to do is add too much glue. Though again, you don't want to add too little glue, or else the stones won't stick down properly. Right, now then, just remove this little shed. Okay then, right, there we go. Now then, this area here is, as you can see, not very clearly, but you can see it's got now white in it, which is the glue. When the glue dries, it starts to look a bit more like here, down here. This here I glued up earlier. The glue is now starting to dry, and as you can see, it's a slightly different colour to the new stuff. The glue is drying and it's giving it a darker shade, which looks a bit more realistic. So I'm going to put that back. Now the last thing I do is, if I can find it, I get a bit of toilet roll and I just pick up any excess glue, just literally by very gently dabbing it. You don't want to be too hard here, because as you can see, you pick up some of the ballast. If you're too rough, you pick up lots of it. So basically, now that is done, any holes I see, just there's a little bit, I'll place some more ballast on. I'll get my paintbrush and just work it in again. You can always add more ballast later, but it's very hard to get rid of the ballast because you have to break it off from the glue, which is quite time consuming. So once again, I'm just going to get one of my wagons and run it over the track. There we go. And basically that is it for how I ballast my track. Tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to do an update video on my layout, and I will show you how the ballasting has gone and how it finally looks. I've done a different method from this end. Let me just... At this end here, this is fully ballasted about a month or so ago, and you can see how it finishes and how it comes out. Looking quite good, I think, out of the track, out of the way of all the wheels and everything, which is nice. This side here isn't quite finished. But yeah, as you can see, the colour has changed from this, is how it will end up, and it started off like this, and then when the glue was added, so you can see how it changes colour, goes a bit darker and looks a bit neater. So yeah, that is how I do my ballasting. If anybody has got any advice or something, I'm happy to hear it. I don't know, you may see I'm doing something slightly wrong. Yeah, it's not really the hardest thing in the world, it's just time consuming. I used to have a big 6 foot by 4 foot layout. That took me, well, it took me about 3 or 4 days almost to completely ballast it and get it all the ballasting finished. So yeah, it's quite time consuming, but I found that the longer and more care you take on it, the better the better it looks when you finally finished. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out the rest of my other videos.